Bully Aspinall has finally come out. Tom Aspinall is showing he doesn't care about the UFC and the UFC fans who have been giving him shit for a long time.
He's going at the fans, he's going at Dana White, and he's going at Ciryl Gane.
Let's go over what he said. Ciryl Gane is a cheater. He goes into fights, looking to eye poke, back of the head shots. He even said Jon Jones, before he fought Ciryl Gane, called him a cheater as well. Then he says he's pissed off with Dana White, and he's also said he's got Brown syndrome, which is a pretty serious eye condition, which may involve surgery. He's not training right now. He just wants to get his eyes back to 100%.
And you know what? It's all warranted. Dana White, very unnecessary comments after that fight.
You know, he's very much been the nice guy, the polite Englishman, the gentleman. Now, he doesn't care. The gloves are off, and this Tom Aspinall is going to self-ice, and dare I say, he's going to knock out Ciryl Gane. He's coming in with a vengeance in the rematch.
Tom Aspinall went to the doctors, and the doctors has confirmed that he's got some issues with his eyeballs. He's got some soft tissue damage to the eyeballs, and that will happen when a 6'6" Frenchman sticks both of his fingers knuckle deep into your eyeballs, okay? So that's not surprising. But what is surprising is that he has something called Brown syndrome, which basically is where the eyes aren't moving in tandem with one another. So therefore, the eyes, which are basically cameras, right, for your brain, in case you don't know, they're seeing different images. And when you see different images, you see double, or maybe sometimes the brain cuts out one of the images so that it doesn't get confusing and you don't get headaches and stuff like that. And then, of course, when you're only seeing through one eye, you have problems with depth perception.
From the outside, the MMA world can feel the tension choking the heavyweight division. At the eye of the storm stands Tom Aspinall, a champion who has poured his heart into the UFC, yet is now drowning in backlash, disrespect, and scandalous accusations. Headlines scream that Dana White has finally lost patience with the chaos surrounding the heavyweight belt, and he's ready to strip Aspinall after what fans are calling a suspicious injury.
So for Tom, unfortunately, and even his dad said this, he's like, Tom has 3 fights left on his contract, and then we're going to get a boxing super fight. We're out of here. Because think about it. Let's say he beats Ciryl Gane, right? So we're never seeing that again. Who else would you pay to see him fight? Now it's going to be free on...
Only Jon Jones, only.
Yeah, so he has 3 fights left, so you're going to get Ciryl Gane, he'll get the winner of Alex Jon, which happened at the White House, and then maybe fight if he loses that, which he will if it's Jon, if he were to lose that, he fights the loser of Jon versus Alex. Those are your 3 fights from Tom. And then you go to box, because let's say he re-signed for 6 fights. Who are you going to watch him fight? Volkov, or he beat him?
Are you
Pavlich, or he beat him.
Yeah.
Curtis Blades, beat him.
Yeah.
Almeida, he doesn't deserve to be in the top 5. Acosta, those top fucking, besides Curtis Blades, 2 through 15 aren't even in the top 25 of this 2015. So for Tom, he was born at the wrong fucking time.
The word stripped is pure clickbait, a wildfire of online speculation. But the truth behind Dana White's anger and the weight pressing down on Tom Aspinall is very real. Dana's frustration didn't begin with the eye poke. It started long before, when the heavyweight title became a headache he never asked for. Jon Jones vanished for over a year as Aspinall stepped up. The super fight Dana envisioned quietly collapsed. Aspinall was left holding a belt he never campaigned for while the UFC scrambled to salvage one of its biggest matchups ever, but Tom did what champions do, stayed respectful, stayed active, stayed loyal. He took backup roles, saved cards, filled gaps, and accepted the fight immediately, even though everyone expected him to dominate effortlessly. This wasn't the clash the UFC wanted. It was maintenance, damage control, obligation, and when it exploded, it landed squarely in Dana White's lap.
Reaction to the eye poke and how it went out.
I mean, I feel the way everybody feels. Great showing, shitty ending, you know?
It would seem obvious that a rematch is right on the cards. Would you like to just rebook these guys as soon as Tom is able to get back in there?
Yeah, total pain in the ass, but yes.
This one, I mean, Jon is fully, other than saying, the amount, saying it's on me, it's my bad. A little surprising. It's what, 5 months later and they haven't met, they haven't talked. Like, you would think, hey, can we meet? I'll fly to Vegas, let's go out, I'll meet you in your office anytime you're ready, I'll fly to any event, whatever. Would suggest, I don't know if you guys feel otherwise, would suggest Dana was pretty pissed that he gave him his word and he backed out on the word. That's what it seems like to me. But he's continuing with this thing that he wants to be on the White House card. He wants to make it up. He wants the opportunity. Now, he doesn't want the fight. To the best of our knowledge, they never talked about an Alex Pereira fight. They wanted him to fight Tom Aspinall, and he had agreed, and then he reneged. And so there's no indication. One would think that they would see the light and say, hey, Pereira versus Jones makes a lot of sense. Jones isn't holding up a division. He doesn't have to fight anyone in particular, and Pereira could just move up and give up that title, and we could do Yuri versus Carlos Alberg. One would think that they would be interested in it. The question is, can Dana get over his disappointment, his anger towards Jon reneging on his word? But this was kind of the first time that Jon confirmed that, yes, he did in fact give his word, and he did back out.
Just think about the way that Dana White talks about Conor and his participation in this card, which is where we're in lockstep. We're talking to Conor every day. It seems like there's that, and then there's the Jon Jones where it's like, don't want to talk about it. Jon Jones is the only one talking about it, completely one-sided. To me, Jon Jones feels like the break glass in case of emergency option for the UFC, right? Like if Conor can't do it, then you get over it, you swallow your pride, and you hit up Jon Jones. But until Conor McGregor's out, I feel like Jon's on the outs.
This eye's still a little bit blurry. The other part of this eye is blurry. But the main thing that's bothering me at the minute is double vision.
When he's looking up and in, the left eye is going up and in extremely well. The right eye is kind of stopping. You see how the right eye is just not as high up as the left, and that's a restriction. So the eye wants to go and he wants to track it, but the more I do this, the more he's going to start aching in that upper inner aspect. And what he's going to do is, if he's in a fight situation, he's not going to be dealing with it. He doesn't want the ache in the eye, and he also doesn't want to have double. So what he's going to do is tilt his head. So that's on that side. If you look at the left, which should be matching it, so you're looking across, up, 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 as much as you can. And you can see how, again, with the right eye, it's up and out, but the left eye is just not able to go as extremely up as possible.
When I got poked in the eye, obviously, and then people were like, his eye wasn't even red. Does your eye always go red when there's something wrong, or is that?
You can absolutely lose your vision without having a painful red eye. So you don't need a red eye to have blurred vision at all. So no.
Yeah. So how long till I can train properly, spar?
It's a long road ahead, but the prognosis is guarded at the moment. I would recommend that you wouldn't fight until your double vision's resolved.
A brutal, perfectly placed eye poke ends the fight before it even begins. And just like that, the world turns against Tom Aspinall. Fans attack, fighters mock, pundits twist the story into weakness. Dana White, drained by the chaos, steps up and says the one thing Tom never expected: he decided not to continue. A sentence that ignites a smear campaign. A sentence that makes quitting seem real, even though Tom was battling vision loss, neurological interference, and an injury that could end his career. Then the truth hits. Tom breaks his silence in a raw update video, revealing the eye poke left one eye unable to track in sync, causing dizziness, headaches, and a risk of permanent damage. Suddenly, everything makes sense. The mockers now look reckless. The jokers look heartless. The accusers look clueless. And the entire narrative is flipped upside down.
I feel as Tom's a great athlete, but I do feel like he's a one-trick pony.
When you look at people talking shit online of like, oh, you know, he's ducking this guy or he's dodging this guy, they haven't seen the work that you've done in the past and how dominant you've been. We know you're not ducking this guy. I mean, talk to me about what you saw in his fight with Gane. I mean, because Gane looked like he was controlling the fight.
With Ciryl Gane?
Yeah.
I believe that his wrestling and jiu-jitsu is incredibly overrated. He has a beautiful 1-2. I got to learn a lot about his patterns in his last fight. Beautiful 1-2. That's really about it. He couldn't touch Ciryl Gane at all. That's the way I felt. I felt like Gane was just getting warmed up. Gane's hands was down. He was shaking his shoulders, bouncing around.
He was touching him.
That jab.
He busted him open.
He was so comfortable.
I think Tom was looking for a way out, and he took it. He needs to change his game plan.
When Tom gets hurt, he's like immediately incapacitated. It's like, you poke my eye.
He never tried to look. It was rag on the eye immediately. He doesn't have the dog in him.
Can't wait to see you compete at the White House. Can't wait to see it.
I know. I really hope it happens. Dana, bro, please, I'm training. I feel great. I'm healthy. And, I'd be so honored to represent our country and do what I do best.
The spotlight swings back to Dana White. Fans are furious. Why is a champion who saved events, stepped up relentlessly, and never disrespected the sport being dismissed? Francis Ngannou. Jon Jones. Every strained relationship Dana has had with his heavyweights comes to mind. And now, loyal Tom Aspinall is lumped into that same category. The rumor mill explodes, Dana strips the belt, Tom faked the injury, the UFC is done. None of it is true, but the noise is deafening. And the louder it gets, the more pressure bears down on Dana White. Because if Tom's eye injury is as serious as the doctors warn, the UFC could lose its most promising heavyweight, not for refusing to fight, but for fighting through an injury no one should. The storm begins. Tom Aspinall is no longer quiet. His patience is gone. His respect has limits. The world sees a new Tom, one who refuses to let his legacy be rewritten. He's firing back. He's exposing the truth. He's defending his name with every ounce of fire. And his next octagon walk won't be for a belt or ranking, it will be to destroy the smear campaign that dared question him. The champion is not done. The champion is not faking. The champion is coming back, and the UFC better be ready.